only 2 bases that are unspoken for at the map, and those are outside of 13 in Dig's base right now. So this game is actually going to go down to the wire, it looks like.
We might mine out this map at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Although it looks like you do have a pretty decent sized map here. Trying to take one of these expansions out in front of your base. And it looks like there will be a clash here in the middle. Although you do have a lot of Stalkers and Zealots here, you are going to have to take on essentially both players' armies by yourself.
Finally, we see some Roaches from Jebezzal.
And the Roaches getting in the mix here, you can just see how powerful those are against the Zealots. Even with the charge abilities, they just take so much damage. Some great Psystorms going down on these Hydralisks, and those Hydras just melting away. Hydralisks are just absolutely so weak against the Psystorm, and especially with those Zealots come in and clean up. That was just a really good combo that she had there.
Yeah, I probably should have had some HTs a little bit earlier in this game, especially since he's been going straight Hydralisks.
Yeah, absolutely. That is definitely a worthwhile tech. And it looks like going to be able to run through the middle of the map here, this base from HastaLasagna. And actually, despite the fact that Jebezzal and HastaLasagna have kept a significant amount of pressure on you guys all game, they are losing their last few mining expansions, and they are going to be in some serious trouble here very soon if they are not able to respond and take out these offensive units that you guys are running over their bases with.
Yeah, what's Jebezzal's income out at this point? I know he was roughly around 1,400 before this attack. Oh wow, it's at 500. He's taking a huge hit in the econ category.
He has taken a big hit, and it looks like the last of his econ is going to go down with this expansion. The only base left that the blue and red team is mining from is going to be the original natural that was inside of HastaLasagna's base. Of course, he was unable to build at it earlier because of the cannon rush from 13, but at this point he is mining that again, and he right now does have the highest income because of that base. So we'll see if he's able to make something happen and possibly hold this attack off that you guys are moving up across the map with here.
He doesn't appear to be producing much with that economy. What is he doing at this point?
Actually, I do not see anything in production other than one Archon and an upgrade here. He does have a decent amount of Archons built already, so he must have had an abundance of gas, although at this point he has an abundance of minerals. And 13 moving in here. Dig says, wait, he does not want you to go in just yet. And that is probably wise because there are a lot of units up on this ramp, and of course these Archons, very powerful against those Zealots.
Yeah, I had absolutely no idea that they had that amount of Archons. That was a pretty foolish move on my part.
You say, my bad. Of course, Dave D is probably close to, I'm sorry, Dig rather, is probably close to rage quitting at this point. Although he does have a mothership out. So Dig finally getting something in there that's pretty useful. Jebezzal trying to sneak an expansion up here by 13 in Dig's base. But it looks like they're going to get spotted by Dig, at least I would think so. Yeah, he did see that, so I'm guessing that that's not going to stick around for too much longer. And Jebezzal and HastaLasagna moving out on the map because they were able to kill a good portion of 13's army here, so they think that they have the advantage, although 13 has a large amount of Stalkers on the map right now.
Yeah, Archons isn't something that we've seen too much in the beta so far. As a Zerg player, how would you counter those?
Archons can be tough to deal with. I think that my personal preference, I've never faced it, so I can't say for sure what would work against it. But I think my personal preference to deal with it would be a Roach Hydra combo.
I'm blinking out of there. I want no part of those Archons. Just too overpowering. What am I doing?
These Stalkers trying to back up here, although you have already taken a lot of damage from the Stalkers. Oh, and some DTs coming in from HastaLasagna, and you don't have any detection over here for once.
Yeah, I'm in big trouble there.
These DTs making pretty light work of your Stalkers, although here come the Observers for you. So you'll be able to see those DTs, but still, even with those Observers, I don't know if this is going to be enough to hold off these Archons.
Trying to micro down those units. My Stalkers move just a little bit faster than every unit that they have.
Although it looks like, again, your Observers are out of place, so those DTs going to be able to get a lot of shots in on those Stalkers. And Dig moving out with his Void Ray Zealot army here, and he does have the mothership overhead to cloak these, so they will not be able to attack these Void Rays until the mothership is taken down.
It looks like his Vortex there was just a little bit offline.
The Vortex not quite getting the units that he wanted to, it looks like.
Although I think Dig did a pretty good job there of just protecting his mothership with those Zealots that he had. You could tell that those Archons were trying to focus down his mothership, but he kept them out of range with those Zealots.
Yeah, that was definitely a good play by Dig. He was able to do a lot of damage with a small amount of units. So definitely props to him for that. And at this point, it looks like there is still a little bit of mining going on the map. You do have 2 bases still. One of them is about mined out, and this one is still pretty fresh. But other than that, Dig is pretty much the only other person that has anything significant. Actually, I'm sorry, HastaLasagna still does have a decent amount of bases at his natural expansion. So a decent amount of money left on the map. Unfortunately for HastaLasagna, though, his ally Jebezzal has absolutely nothing left to mine from currently. So he is going to need some help from his ally to take a base if he wants to get back in this game, because at this point, if we take a look at the unit's overlay, he only has 2 Hydralisks, so he is not going to be able to effectively take and defend an expansion by himself. He's going to need his ally's help.
Yeah, you're definitely right there. It's kind of funny to see that.
A great vortex by Dig there, taking out every one of those Archons that were after him. And it looks like he's going to be able to take down a decent amount of these gateways here.
Every once in a while, Dig just does something that I'm very impressed with.
Dig is not the most consistent player I've ever played with, but he does have some moments.
To be fair, though, he is playing on the 9 frame per second computer.
This is true, and it looks like some detection coming over, although that mothership is going to go down, so the remainder of these Void Rays are going to get fired down by the combined fire of the Stalkers and Archons here. But it looks like 13 moving up here with some reinforcements. He's got a few Zealots and a decent amount of Stalkers here going to try to get in there, although getting surrounded very quickly by those Zealots with the upgraded legs for charge.
However, Dig still has 1 Void Ray in there getting some pot shots out.
1 Void Ray with 4 kills doing some work. So it looks like you guys are actually in very good shape at this point. None of the enemies are harvesting outside of their main bases here, so you have effectively contained them after being contained yourself for a decent portion of the game here. And it looks like this game is going to go to Dig and 13.
We finally broke down that ramp of theirs. It's so hard to break down on Twilight Princess, but we did it.
Yeah, absolutely. And taking a look at the units lost overlay.
Oh wow.
It looks like HastaLasagna and 13 lost the most units by far, with over 40,000 for both of them and 40,000 in resources lost for both of them. And it looks like you guys are having a little friendly chat there. And Jebezzal saying you guys only thought it was fun because you guys won.
It always makes it a little bit more enjoyable when you get the victory.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyways, this was definitely a long game, but it was pretty fun. There was a lot going on, and of course Dig was trying to get himself back into the game after getting hit very early. But anyways, this was exciting. 13, any closing remarks for this 2v2 match on Twilight Princess?
Not really a whole lot. I just thought it was an interesting game. Very, very back and forth, like you said. You want to mention a little bit about us reaching 500 subscribers and what that means?
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys have not seen it yet, we did reach 500 subscribers. So we did give away another beta key to, wow, I can't remember his name. Brandon Dash, I think is what it was.
Yeah, I think that was right.
So Brandon Dash, congratulations on that again. But we are doing 2 more contests now. We do have 1 contest that's going to be running until Sunday night, which is basically a video entry contest. If you make a video, it can be anything you want based on StarCraft 2. It can be a speed painting of some StarCraft 2 concept art or something like that, or it can be some sort of StarCraft 2 skit or whatever the heck you want it to be. It just has to be StarCraft 2 related, and it has to be less than 2 minutes. Submit that by putting a link to the video in the video that actually lays out the rules for that contest, which should be up on, you can find it on my YouTube channel, SC Battlegrounds. But aside from that, there's also another contest, which is the Invite a Friend contest, which basically we want to get more people subscribing, and we want you guys to help us with that. So if you do not have a beta key yet, what you can do is get your friends subscribing to the YouTube channel, and once your friends subscribe, tell them to post your name in the comments section for the StarCraft 2 beta key contest video that we released. And then once they post that in there, the person who has the most people posting their name in that comment section for that video will also get a free beta key. So there's 2 beta keys up for grabs, and both of these contests end as of the end of Sunday night. So there's definitely a good way to get a couple of keys there for you if you do not already have one. I know that more and more people are getting in, so hopefully there's not a whole lot of people out there that don't have one yet, but just wanted to spread the love a little bit since we do have a few more extra beta keys to give away. And definitely keep checking out the channel, guys. We're going to try to get up more games here as soon as possible. Although I probably won't be doing too many more epic long games on this map because I don't like this map, and I typically don't like the longer games as well. Although this one was definitely a little bit more entertaining than most games.
Right, if you're not in the beta, guys, you got to get yourself in. the release date has been set, and we're not sure how much longer the beta is going to last.
Yeah, official release date has been set for July 27th if you guys have not heard that yet. So mark it in your calendars and get ready for an all-night gaming session when that game comes out, because we will be on Battle.net 2.0 probably for some stupid amount of time. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and GG. We'll see you next time.
GG, Akaya.